going to be speaking to our class, I believe, next Thursday, right? Yeah, cool. All right, we'll get on with this pretty quick. We're going to, Tuesday, we'll be back in class Tuesday, and y'all, we'll have our opening class about going over the syllabus and me yelling at you about what you didn't do last semester and telling you about how you're going to do better next semester. But I'm going to go ahead and get Corey up here. I met Corey Smith 3.5 years ago. I heard about him from my nephew, Scott Haynes. I don't think he's here today, but Scott he was in high school at the time, actually, which was kind of unusual because he never told me about any music, but all of a sudden one day he pops up, he says, "Man, you heard this guy Corey Smith?" And I'm like, "No, I hadn't heard of him." And he said, "You need to hear it." Which I thought, man, that's strange. You know, an 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid telling me I needed to hear Corey Smith, an artist, you know, that he had never even mentioned music before. So I thought, man, I'm going to look him up. So I got on MySpace, tracked him down, and he was still teaching high school at the time. We had a coffee over at Starbucks, and he told me what he was going to do. He said, "I want to give my music away." I don't know if I'm paraphrasing you exactly right, but he said, "I want to give my music away, and I'm going to go out and make my money on touring." And at the time, I think you were playing the Wild Wings circuit. And I don't know, I think you told me you were playing maybe 20, 25 people a night, maybe more than that at the time, but a little more than that. But he was just starting his career out, and I was like, well, I was nodding, you know. "Yeah, sounds great, man." I was thinking in the back of my mind, this guy's lost his mind. He's giving his music away. I mean, I had just gotten here from Nashville, which in Nashville they do not give music away. So it was a radical thing to hear about, you know. And I thought, man, this is pretty crazy. But I wished him luck and said, "God bless you," you know. Thought he's going to be teaching school 10 years from now. Well, I'm still teaching school, and 3.5 years later, and Corey has gone on and just been miraculous. Not only has he worked his way up in the Wild Wing circuit, this last July, I went down, and those of you that were there at Chastain Park, he sold it out. It was pretty incredible because it's, if you've ever been to Chastain Park, even Willie Nelson didn't sell it out, B.B. King. So it was a pretty amazing feat, and it really showed me the power, because what he's done is his model, and I'm going to let him tell you all about it. He's done it one fan at a time when, you know, music industry kind of got away from that for a long time. And I think guys like Corey Smith are getting us back to the basics of music business, and I think all business, you know, is kind of getting back to that. And I think he's setting the stage for a lot of exciting things to happen in the future. And we're really proud to be able to say that he is a UGA graduate. So let's hear it for Corey Smith.
I'm going to try not to use this thing. Can y'all hear me okay? Yeah. I'm behind these things enough. But y'all can hear me all right, and I'm just going to talk like this. Mr. Blackbeard, if you need anything, let me know. Wow, pressure's on now. I thought this was going to be mostly questions. I didn't realize it was the first day of class, so now I got here, I was kind of surprised. And then we're in this room, which I had a money and banking class in many moons ago, and I sat right back there in the back and slept a lot of the time. Still did okay. So now I feel kind of weird being down here. When I was teaching, which I haven't taught in like 3 years, and in fact I've only been in front of a group like this in somewhat of a teaching capacity 2 other times, both of which were here. So it's kind of weird. I don't know if teaching's like riding a bike, because I obviously forgot some of it. And I remember when I taught, the main thing was you had to come in with a plan. You know, if you didn't plan, you plan to fail. That's what they always said. And well, I didn't really come in with a huge plan, because I didn't look at this as much of a teaching thing as a sharing sort of exchange thing. So forgive me if I got off too structured. But the idea here is I want you to get to know me a little bit. I want to tell you candidly about the things that have happened to me over the past 5 or 6 years. And more than anything, I just want to take your questions and hopefully provide you with a little insight. A word of caution: take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I'm just talking about me, and I'm an expert on myself. I don't claim to be an expert on the industry. Opinions, and you can take them and do what you will with them. But I'm just going to speak frankly about what things that I've come to know. So take it with a grain of salt. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Just because it's worked for me doesn't mean it'll work for everyone. So there you go. My name's Corey Jefferson, 25 minutes from here. When I was a kid, I guess like a lot of young people, I dreamed of being a rock star, wanted to be rich and famous. my dream may have been a little bit more intense than a lot of people's, probably because I had kind of an unhappy childhood, had some hardships or whatnot, and to me, being somehow getting to be rich and famous was a way to sort of prove to everyone that I was somebody. You know, it was kind of me getting revenge on all the people who had done me wrong as a kid. I was going to show them that I was talented. You know, I was going to show them something, teach them a thing or two. And as I got older, I guess that dream sort of intensified. When I got to be a teenager, I was playing the guitar a lot. I was trying to write songs. I'd been singing since a kid, you know, and I was going down this path of trying to be a rock star. Now, you got to think this is, you know, mid-90s. Then I'm a teenager, and during that time period, there was sort of this notion, if you were a musician, that you were eventually going to get a big break. If you were good enough, someone was going to come along and they were going to see that there was a glimmer of talent in you, and they were going to discover you, and they were going to make you a success, and they were going to hook you up with all the right people, and you could basically just sit back at that point and enjoy the ride and be an artist. You know? Well, needless to say, by the time I got out of high school and started playing my first gigs, I realized that probably wasn't going to happen to me in Jefferson, Georgia. Even living close to a music scene like Athens, I just wasn't getting the feeling that I was going to make it anywhere. And more importantly, I think I started growing up, and I started asking myself, wait a minute, I want to be rich and famous? What the hell kind of a goal is that? I want to be a rock star? Like, I started asking myself what I really wanted in life. And of course, I fell in love somewhere along the way, met my wife, and I started thinking to myself, you know, I want things more than I want to play music. Music's not the most important thing in my life. It's an important thing in my life, and I enjoy playing music, but what was more important to me was, you know, having a normal life that I didn't have when I was a kid, you know, getting, you know, having some stability, making a difference in the world. And so my priorities really changed, and the whole notion of being this rock star just sort of, it kind of fell into its more proper place. You know, it's kind of a pipe dream that can suck your life away from you. So I decided to be a teacher, right? And got my grades up, because when I was pursuing the rock star dream, of course, I got, you know, strung out on drugs. I drank all the time, partied all the time. I was having a grand old time, but I was flunking out of college, and even quit college for a while, because that's the typical rock star path. You know, you don't need school, you're a rock star. So quit school for a little while, and then got my priorities straight, and went back to school and started focusing on becoming a teacher. And at some point, I don't know, something sort of snapped, and I began taking education seriously. It took me about a year of going to Gainesville College in Oakwood to get my grades up so that I could transfer out of there. But it took me about a year to figure out college, to, you know, how to actually make good grades. And I don't need to go into all how bad my GPA was, but let's just say it was pretty miserable. I ended up spending a year devoting myself to learning how to succeed in college, and then I had like a 4.0 the rest of the time. I ended up graduating with like a 3.3 because my GPA was so low in the beginning, but once I started dedicating myself, it was all A's, and I was I can't stress this enough how much I wanted to be a teacher and how focused I was on every class that I took. You know, so much of college is just about us learning how to concentrate our attention, how to focus on something for an extended period of time and see it through. That's one of the most valuable things I think people can gain in their life. Amidst all the distractions of college life, amidst the drinking and the partying and the meeting new people and the fear of the future and all this stuff, if somehow you're able to focus on psychology for 3 or 4 months and come out at the end with an A, that's pretty impressive, even with a B or a C. The fact that you can focus on material for that time. So let me stress how focused I was on school for many years, and how excited I was to be a teacher.